So we were assigned the Pepsi ad featuring Kendall Jenner, which basically consisted of Kendall Jenner breaking up a racially charged riot by handing the police a Pepsi. This ad was very controversial. A lot of people got offended. So now we're going to go into Gatton and we're going to get a few responses to see what students thought about the ad. Yeah. So what do you remember about the Kendall Jenner Pepsi ad? Do you remember anything?
Okay, no.
Don't remember anything?
No, I can't.
So basically, Pepsi released an ad featuring Kendall Jenner basically breaking up a riot that was racially charged by handing the cops a Pepsi. So would you have rather Pepsi's response to this for the people who were offended would have been an email to like people who, were put off by the ad, or a social media post? Which do you think would have been better?
I think social media is better, than email. So nobody checks email.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
Yeah.
It demonstrated
All right. So, do you remember the Kendall Jenner Pepsi ad?
I've not seen it.
Okay. So it was basically there's a racially charged riot which Kendall Jenner breaks up by handing the cops a Pepsi.
Okay.
All right. So a lot of people were offended by it. Do you think it would have been better for Pepsi to send out an email to people, or to put out a social media post to explain, the reasoning or what they were going to do to fix it?
I think a social media post.
Really? Okay. All right. So, do you remember the Kendall Jenner Pepsi ad?
I do not.
Okay. So basically, there was a racially charged riot depicted in the ad, and Kendall Jenner basically broke it up by handing a Pepsi to the police. That was the gist of it. So a lot of people were offended by this, and say you were one of those people. Would you have preferred Pepsi send out a press release via email or social media?
Probably social media, because more people look at social media than they do check their emails.
So, do you remember the Kendall Jenner Pepsi ad?
I remember seeing stuff about it on Twitter, but I never saw the actual ad.
Okay. So basically, she was breaking up a racially charged riot by handing the cops a Pepsi and stuff. A lot of people were offended.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it would have been better for Pepsi to send out an email, or to put out a social media post explaining their reasoning, or to help, explain it to the people who were offended?
I think social media posts would be better.
All right. All right. Do you remember the Kendall Jenner Pepsi ad?
I never saw it, but I heard a lot about it on social media.
Right. So basically the gist of it was racially charged riot.
Yes.
She breaks it up, handing the cops a Pepsi.
Yes, I do.
So would you have preferred that Pepsi send out an email, or put out a social media post to explain the motives behind the ad?
I would say that a social media post would be the most effective method.
All right, thank you.
So to wrap up our 5 interviewers, nobody really knew much about the Kendall Jenner and Pepsi ad. No one saw it, but some people did hear about it through Twitter and other social media accounts. So most people chose social media over email for the press release because social media is more popular and not many people check their emails. Because of our audience analysis, this gives us a better overview of how to present our scandal to the class.